Here to make a quick video on the Hotchkis sport suspension. There's the part number right there. These are the 3-inch drop leaf springs in the back. Sorry, I should have started the video before I jacked it up, but I got a little carried away. The back end is sitting way too high. Right now that's like 7.5 inches between the tire and the fender, but it generally sits at about 4 inches between the tire and the fender. And plus it sits a little sideways. You can see that the back side's a 1/2 inch or maybe 3/4 inch, depending on how it's parked on one side. So we got these 3-inch drop springs for the back. Comes with everything. Comes with some stickers. Comes with limited instructions, but it's pretty straightforward, I think, as long as you are swapping out the stock stuff for the factory stuff. They did say that you need this front spring hanger, the one that's even with the rocker arm. I guess there's aftermarket ones that come down, which would give the car a higher rake or whatever. So they said if you have that, you need to go get these standard ones. And this car's been modified over the years, so it seems to me like it should have a shackle on both sides, but it's just bolted here instead. So I'm gonna have to go on and look on some pictures. I'll bring a trailer or something to see what a factory 68 looks like. I know one thing, it sits really high in the back. I don't know what that extra pad is for over there. I know this car was drag raced, I guess, back in the 80s. So who knows what's been done to it. I mean, it's not the original motor or transmission or anything, but yeah, it's a pretty rust-free car from out west. So we'll see how it looks when we're done. All right, we've been working a good part of the day. I thought I'd show you what the progress was about halfway. I mean, it's pretty straightforward on where to take everything apart. It's just how easy is it gonna come apart? The question is. And here's a look at the springs that were, the new black one is the 3-inch drop. You can see the other ones. And quite a bigger arc on them, and way more springs. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whereas this one just has 3. Still have to take these brackets off. This is for in the front part of the car, but it gives you new hardware and everything. Just you need these brackets. These are where the shackles were. Here's all the parts. Everything had to be either cut off or disced off, basically. Some of the bolts came out of these brackets, but if you look here, this is supposed to have a catch nut on there, and once that nut breaks, then it just spins in there, and then you got to take the disc to it. You know, do it the hard way. So I still got to take these 2 brackets off, figure out, clean them up and paint them. Paint the pads there for the shock mounts and the bottom of the leaf springs. I don't know if those are original or not. I don't think they are, because that one has a lot of extra stuff on the side for like slapper bars or something. But I think it'll work. So that's where we're at now. I ended up, that's where the rear bushings for the shackles meet. I ended up taking the gas tank out because one, it would give you extra room, but I would not suggest doing that unless you need to. I had a major fuel leak from the fuel cylinder. One of the pipes was broke on the top, so if you filled it up more than a 1/2 tank or 3/4, it'd start pouring gas out. So I figured take it all apart while I'm at it. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I figure, hey, while I get everything apart, I'm gonna clean everything and give everything a coat of paint underneath here. Do the undercoating paint on the fender wells again, and paint the rear frame rails, paint the diff and cover. I'll probably go ahead and put new brake lines on this diff because I need to put new wheel cylinders in it also. So yeah, well, and the fuel sending unit I'm not going to get for a week and a half or 2 weeks. But it's not like I need to drive the car around. I got other stuff to drive. So that's it so far. So I think I'll update you. Come back when we get the new ones on and the car sitting down. I figured, well, I still had everything out, I'd add this little section here also. I mean, that's quite a different, it's one thing looking at them on their side when they're laying down, but if you look at the arc from them when they're like so, and see what they look, the original ones. I don't know if they're original or not, honestly, but yeah, I mean, that's quite a different. So we'll see. Obviously, you can see bushings plumb blown out there. So I got a little bit into this hanger, grinding that one off. So I'm gonna look online and see how much those are and make a decision. It should be okay if I got a good washer on there and everything. I can't see that one breaking. It's kind of more of a slot, but we still got good metal on both ways. So, you know, that's what happens when you get the discount. Sometimes, you know, get a little carried away. It's in a tight spot too. So, alrighty. All right, here's the final job done for the Hotchkis leaf spring 3-inch drop on the back for a 67 to 69 Firebird or Camaro. And it's looking way better now. Here's my measurements on the back. The top two numbers when I started, the bottom numbers are when I finished. So now we have just an 1/18 of an inch difference. But I haven't driven the car, and the car doesn't have a gas tank in it right now or any gas. So that may change it slightly more when the suspension settles and everything. The front, it might have went up 1/4 of an inch. The front seems now like it's slightly high, so that's something to think about if you're going to run the straight stock suspension on the front. I have a full kit because the whole front end needs to be rebuilt, so I got new tubular upper and lower control arms and all new ball joints, and I got a set of coilovers I'm going to put in the front that have, I think, a 3.5 inch adjustment up and down, and a damper choice also, damper setting. So I just put the stock shocks that I already had on there, new AC Delcos in the back. Let me see if I can give any tips. One, I did have to cut off the rear leaf spring bushings. These right here. I had to cut up those with my reciprocating installed to get the old ones out. The bushings and the frame rail are split in half just like the ones that you get. So if you just grab a large pair of pliers and start wiggling back and forth, you'll be able to pull those out. So you don't need to torch those out or anything like that. At least I didn't. The front, you may have to fight because it's got those catch nuts things on that front bracket way up there. That holds the front end. So you put the bolt, you had to take the whole bracket down that holds the front part of the leaf spring. I only had to cut one of those out on the car. These U-bolts went in fine, just plopped right in, no issue. Got everything lined up with the pins, really easy. this side fought me, and come to find out what it was that the bottom plate where the shock mounts to, the holes were slightly too small for the U-bolts. And when I was trying to shove the U-bolts down, I was just raking the threads off, and then I was trying to tighten them down. I ended up breaking. Of course, nobody had the same color. So, memory for next time. And I gave the whole car a coat of paint real quick, and I'm gonna redo the brakes back here while I'm at it. And I bought that new, that center rubber piece was dry rotted. So, yeah, but the car sits much lower. If you look from the back, I mean, other than that aftermarket chrome bumper being slightly tweaked, I think, over on the left. But I think this car's also had a new quarter panel put on the right at some time in the past. So, I mean, who knows? I got the car at a really good deal, so I'm not going to complain about it, really. But yeah, I think it looks pretty sweet. If anybody wants to know, these are the Rally 2 17-inch rims that I bought from, well, you'll see them for sale on Jags and Summit Racing and a few other places. I was driving around the car before with no issues. It looks like we still have plenty of room in the back. And I think we can lower the front an inch or so, because I can turn the wheel now without anything touching. So I think we can get that front end about an inch down, maybe an inch and a half. Leave the back where it's at. It'll probably go down another half an inch once the gas tank gets in there and everything. But I think that's a good space right there. You don't need them right up against it. You want a little bit of room, but before, I mean, it was like that, you know. So, and if anybody wants to know, these are 275/40 17s on the back. I think they were 17/8s in the front, 17/9s in the back, and then they were 245/45s in the front. I got these set of tires ridiculously cheap just to move the car around for now. When I was working on it and everything, I think I got all 4 tires for less than $100 on sale from Simple Tire or something. So that's why I got, you know, no name or for sale or something. So, but they got decent tread pattern. I'm sure they're just a knockoff of some other tire, so it'll do for now. So, all right, well, I hope this helps out anybody. Good luck, guys. Oh, and I will be putting a video up of doing the front also, and we'll see how it looks when it's all done.